Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today is the shortages that are happening. Food shortages and med shortages. They're here and they're going to get a lot worse. And a lot of experts didn't think that this would happen. And once the pandemic subsided, global supply chains were supposed to return to normal. But now hundreds of meds are in short supply in the United States. And even CNN is admitting that we are in the midst of the worst food crisis in modern history. All right. So as I did research for this subject, I was stunned by what I actually discovered. Things are worse than I actually realized. And I knew that a lot of meds were in short supply. Why? Because I'm on a lot of meds for my disabilities, okay? And when I go and, I call Walgreens or my doctor does, and get refills or whatever, I'll get the call. Well, we can't refill this because of, we don't have it. It'll be a couple days. It could be a week, blah, blah, blah. All right. But it turns out that there have been shortages of many of our even most basic of antibiotics since last October. Now several types of penicillin will be completely run out of by later this year. And of course, there are growing shortages of many other commonly used meds. Like, for example, one recent survey actually discovered that the most cancer centers in the U.S. are reporting shortages of commonly used chemo meds. Yeah. And I have one immediate burning question that is coming to my mind right now. Why in the world are we having our chemo meds manufactured in India? Once the war between the US and China actually starts, it's going to be exceedingly difficult to get things shipped across the Pacific. So what are we going to do then? It's just a question. What are we going to do then? Because already certain chemo meds are in such short supply that some doctors are being forced to ration care. You can't ration things especially when it comes to cancer. You just can't do it. I mean, this was not supposed to happen, but it is happening. In fact, the New York Times is telling us that there are shortages of hundreds of meds in the United States right now. Right now. Okay, so meanwhile, global supplies of food are just continuing to get even tighter and tighter and tighter. And this is going to greatly affect consumers here in this country. Global cocoa supplies are becoming extremely tight. And this could put chocolate prices to dizzying heights. So if you love chocolate as much as I do, stock up now while you still can. Okay, don't go crazy. Just, stock up on chocolate. In addition, there are very serious concerns about global supply levels of sugar and coffee. Okay. Now, you know me, sugar, coffee. Oh my God. Right. So most of all, a lot of us, we can't live without coffee, sugar, chocolate. I mean, what about the basics here? Okay. There's one food bank in southern Georgia. They're warning that they are facing such a severe shortage of food that they are desperate for help. The food bank name is called Feeding the Valley Food Bank. I'm hoping that someone will step up and help them out. But the truth is that supplies of food are only going to get tighter and tighter in the months ahead. And the winter wheat harvest in Kansas this year is going to be the smallest since 1957. U.S. corn prices are expected to soar. Why? Because the Corn Belt is being hit by the worst drought in 30 years. The size of the U.S. beef cow herd has fallen to the lowest level since 1962. The orange harvest in Florida in 2023 will be approximately 56% smaller than it was in 2022. And thanks to absolutely crazy weathered patterns, approximately 90% of Georgia's peaches crops for this year has been completely wiped out. On top of everything else, now millions of these Mormon crickets, literally, that's what they're called, have invaded Nevada, and they are eating everything in sight. And of course, all of this is happening in the context of a horrific global food crisis. And according to one recent report, the number of people around the globe that are facing acute food insecurity increased by a whopping 34% last year. So a global famine has begun. Do not get this wrong. And it will eventually get a lot worse. So if you have not been preparing, which I'm sure if you're watching this video and you know like who I am, who Jason is, Pinball, Ed, Prepper Nurse One, okay, you are prepared for such a scenario. I would strongly encourage you to get started. Okay, I'm not trying to instill fear. I would never do that. I'm just trying to encourage you to please start getting prepared. Meta food shortages are here. They are already here. And what we've been through so far, just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, we haven't seen anything yet, unfortunately. So the next few videos that I'm going to be doing, okay, someone had asked me to show my preps and stuff like that. It's kind of hard for me to do that because we live in a crazy house of 8 people. And our preps are scattered, okay? So it's not that easy for me to get things done like that, okay? I am going to be doing videos on preparedness, and I'm going to stick with that for the next couple of videos, okay? Because I think it's important that we get back to basics and learning and sharing and growing together as a community. So if you want to learn, okay, I mean, I'll even get into stealth prepping. I will do whatever it takes so you guys learn and we can grow together. Okay. And if you have tips and tricks, email me and I will put that in videos, and I don't care. I'll do whatever I have to do so we can learn together, so we can grow together, and so we can become a stronger community. Okay. And so we could, become smarter, because I think it's that important. And I know that you always say, slow and steady wins the race. 1 is none, 2 is 1. So why not by 3? I get it. But I think we're coming down to the wire here. I really do. And a lot of us in this community, we are disabled or we have health problems and stuff like that. We have to get our mind, body, spirit together. And a lot of that, it's going to be hard for a lot of us. Okay. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. All right, I'm going to be working on more videos. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less.